Smack Talk!
Yes.
With my experience and Eric, coming off a hot WrestleMania and Raw.
The only one.
Yes,
indeed.
Yes.
All right, coming off a hot WrestleMania weekend.
Yes.
Raw. Oh my God, the Raw crowd was amazing.
Yeah. Kudos to Miami for being on fire.
That was like one of the
Absolutely
best
on fire.
crowds. Besides like Chicago for like CM Punk, that was probably like one of the best crowds, definitely in the past year.
Yeah, I agree. Miami set a new precedent for being another crowd. I mean, I don't know if they're going to be like that again.
I don't know. Well,
And I don't know.
Well, if you also looked at the audience,
I'm glad
it was
for
the
once.
older demographic. It wasn't like the usual demographic of kids that you have there.
but still, still a great crowd.
Oh, it was awesome.
But anyway, what happened at
All
this
right.
show?
All right, WrestleMania. First of all, Eric had the brilliant idea of going to Buffalo Wild Wings, and that is not sarcastic at all. It was exceptional. I had my doubts at first because I'd never been, but it was absolutely fantastic.
I got video footage on my iPhone and I uploaded it on Facebook a few days ago.
Yeah, and I might try to get it at the end of because right now we're taping the show right now.
The crowd at Buffalo Wild Wings exploded off the roof.
During the whole show, they were excited. And
yeah,
then,
the entire show.
At the end, they're like people were like, "Oh, it was crazy."
Yeah, and then people were doing the yes chants when Rock won, when Bryan was out, and I felt bad actually. There was a family with like little girls who
when Orton
lost. They were Orton fans, and they were wearing the T-shirts and they had the poster, and they were screaming yeah. And then when Orton was chokeslammed and was pinned, they were just so crushed. And then their only hope,
one of them actually cried.
Their last hope was actually John Cena.
Oh.
And when he lost. Oh my God, I felt terrible. Those girls are gonna be like scarred for the rest of their lives. Or something like that.
Okay, let's go through a quick run through of WrestleMania. All right, so first we have the Daniel Bryan Sheamus match.
Everyone was angry. It may be a bad thing at first, but I like the WWE. They always do a bait and switch. I think there's long-term plans for this.
I hope so, and
I hope so too.
Like as weird as it sounds, I think that actually did more for Daniel Bryan than anything else.
It's a weird master stroke. It's like it's kind of like the Jericho
thing.
thing.
People feel so bad for him because they know like he's so good.
Not even the bad thing. It's just the older fans just feel like they got screwed over again because their guy didn't really have his WrestleMania moment. But technically that was a WrestleMania moment, and it may have just launched, skyrocketed. He's already. His career that already had a rocket strapped to it.
Right, definitely. All right.
So I'm hoping.
Second match of the night, Randy Orton Kane. I was actually surprised that Orton didn't win.
Standard match. I'm surprised too. I guess they just want to bring some longevity to the feud.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Orton was gonna pump kick Kane and give Kane another break for a while because Kane really has nothing to do.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess now they're gonna do the two of them are gonna do stuff for the next couple of weeks.
It's standard, I guess.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens.
After that, it was the Big Show Cody Rhodes match. Big Show won.
A lot of people were talking, why not give Big Show the knockout punch, have his WrestleMania moment, and have Daniel Bryan actually perform? But again, who's to say? I don't know.
That's what I was saying, because I thought it would have done more for the feud if Big Show just knocked Cody Rhodes out after Cody Rhodes was making fun of him for all these embarrassing moments, and then.
But you know what? You know what? It would be bad for Cody Rhodes because that guy legitimately is talented, and he was pretty entertaining in the ring.
Well, so is Daniel Bryan, but.
Yes, but Daniel Bryan has proved himself enough times, I guess. I guess the argument I'm trying to make here is that Cody Rhodes probably
he's on that growing stage.
Probably needed this actual moment to be in front of that crowd of that many people to really show what he could do. I guess that's the argument I'm trying to make. Daniel Bryan has gone all around the world. Cody Rhodes, he's WWE talent. So
what was it? The Divas match or the Hell in a Cell was after that?
After that, I think it was did the Divas match come after the Hell in a Cell match? Well, no matter what, Divas match. I'm going to give props to Miriam Manuas for working with
She was wearing the Greek thing.
I know you're very happy about that, but she looked legitimately injured, but she powered through. She didn't go away.
She actually has a broken rib. She was
and kudos to her. She is a hardcore fan, and kudos to her for pulling through. I don't know what to say about the Divas division. It's just I just have no opinions.
I thought an awesome match, maybe for next WrestleMania. Then, if you want a really good match, is Natalya and Beth Phoenix.
Yeah, that match should have been, but
And then Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell.
Triple H, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels.
Look, I would never have booked this match in the first place. I didn't want Triple H, Undertaker a third time.
A lot of people were complaining about it, but when it actually started, people were.
But that's just the thing. these guys are great performers, and when you put them together, they're gonna put on.
I actually thought there'd be more actual wrestling in it. It seemed that there was wrestling for the first couple minutes, and it was just chair shots.
I'll make the argument that their second match last year at 27 had more wrestling, especially since it revolved around the Hell's Gate submission hold.
Yeah.
This time, however, it really revolved, and kudos for really putting in Shawn Michaels, not just as just sprinkled. Shawn Michaels really was involved in the storyline, and I guess that's what I think was important, putting the final nail in the coffin. And I think we've had enough wrestling for several WrestleManias between those guys. I think now is really.
And the best moment of that was when they got to the top of the set and the three of them went through.
Great image. That was a great image.
Yeah, Undertaker and Shawn Michaels were holding up Triple H.
That's something you're gonna replay.
That's definitely a great moment.
Years.
Then after that, Team Lauren Ice versus Team Teddy.
It
was an obvious win.
It's a bounce. It's a rebound for the Miz, because last year this guy was against John Cena, defending the WWE Championship. Where is he now? I think he's gotten some steam back, and yes, it was at the expense of Zack Ryder on Monday Night Raw, but I think the Miz is finally back to a contender level where he can at least go up against someone and not be laughed at.
Yeah, and after that,
all right. Well, we'll just fast forward this. Rock Cena, the most historic match, arguably in a long time. It happened. Cena lost. Rock won. Fans are happy. That brings us to Monday night. I know I'm skipping a couple matches here and there, but I mean that's obviously there was.
With the Rock Cena thing, though, I mean we were talking about before. It made more storyline sense. You'd think, anyways, to have John Cena
to Cena win
because
Cena makes a lot of good points. Right. Like Rock is not going to be around next week. He's not going to be at Monday Night Raw. He's not going to be at anything for a while.
And moving on to the huge return of Brock Lesnar.
Oh, and on top of that too, it kind of diminishes Brock Lesnar's return because here's Brock going up against a guy who lost.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. What's gonna be now?
But I'd like to think that, again, I give the WWE more credit than I really should, but I'd like to think that they're gonna lead into a SummerSlam match in Los Angeles, because I don't know, The Rock is a
it's like his second hometown, I guess.
Yeah, and then maybe do the final rematch, Rock Cena Part 3 at WrestleMania 29.
Well, I think that's what they want Brock Lesnar for.
WrestleMania 29?
Yeah, that's what I've heard. But they want Lesnar, Cena.
Well, that's what they're obviously building for.
That's what I've heard. I haven't read anywhere where it explicitly said that. Maybe he just he returns strongly against Cena, and then maybe he just continues taking out the top stars every other week.
Yeah, and I imagine Brock Lesnar wouldn't want to take on the Miz or something like that.
Oh yeah.
You come back from the UFC, you want to take the top guy.
Exactly.
John Cena.
But that's what you were just saying, right? Like what if Cena won and Lesnar could say, "Oh, you beat The Rock. Now let's see, you beat a movie star. Let's see if you can go up against a real fighter or something like that." But
it's a double-edged sword. You're going to be cut one way or the other.
Right. And I wrote an article on the Motley Experience about this, and I said, with the whole John Cena and The Rock situation and all that. Now, what does it say to your company that you have a guy who hasn't wrestled in 7 years one-on-one come and beat what's supposed to be your top guy? What does that say about you and
To be fair, the way the match was done, it was out of Cena's arrogance. Like looking at the match itself, it was done because Cena became cocky and arrogant.
Right. And it
was a slip up. It really was a slip up.
It is. And a lot of people a decent amount of people will pick up on it, but unless he comes out and explicitly says, it was because I was too cocky or something like that. It's just going to be no one's going to remember that's why he lost. They're just going to remember that.
Right now, everyone is excited to be a WWE fan right now because we've got we technically do have The Rock back. Even though he's not going to be here next week, we do have him back.
Right.
We do have Brock Lesnar back for the next year.
Because after
we have so many people returning. We have people like
Lord Tensai.
He returned. We have so many people, and it's going to be exciting. But then the problem is just how are we going to juggle everything, and how is everything going to make sense? And that's the issue that I want more people talking about.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Take
back and think about it. We had CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, indie heroes from Ring of Honor, wrestle title matches at WrestleMania last night. We had The Rock back finally, and he's probably not ashamed to.
CM Punk Jericho, we completely forgot that match. One of like the best wrestling matches on the
I
whole
was
card.
I was looking forward to that match. In short, I'm not disappointed. Some people were. I wasn't. I was happy. I was thoroughly entertained.
Too disappointed.
On the note of CM Punk, because we got to wrap up here. The Rock into that WWE Championship run. I want Rock versus CM Punk. I don't want Rock versus John Cena again. If they're going to go with that, I want Rock versus CM Punk.
It's interesting to see. Right now, it's really exciting. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, because summer usually is when things slow down a bit. So we'll see how this goes in the summer. And this time next year, in 3 days next year, WrestleMania.
We're going to be there.
We're going to be there. Hopefully.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for this week, guys. Talk to you next week. Hopefully, if I'm not preempted again without knowing. This is Smack Talk. Ari and Eric took us out on Twitter, Facebook, Motley Experience, all that good stuff. Fanboy Next Door. Go to the Facebook Motley Experience. You'll see.
We got a spring fling going on tomorrow at the Bush Campus Center, 7 to 11. You should come. Go. It's free.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, do that. Do that. All right, guys.
You should go because he's not coming.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. I have like other things I gotta do. You know. All right. See you guys.